Old man, you probably can't even read the parking signs. That's why you're here, right? Those words hang in the air like poison. The young man who spoke them stands in Providence Municipal Court. His name is Trevor Ashford. He's 23 years old. His hair is styled perfectly with expensive gel. He wears a Tom Ford suit that costs $8,000. On his wrist sits a Patek Philippe watch worth more than a new car. His shoes are custom Italian leather. They shine under the courtroom lights. Judge Frank Caprio sits at the bench. His face shows no emotion yet, but his eyes are sharp. They're watching everything. The old man Trevor, just insulted, stands quietly near the back. He's wearing clothes from a thrift store. His jacket has a small hole near the pocket. His shoes are old and worn. His hair is gray and uncombed. He holds a plastic bag with his belongings. On his chest, barely visible under his jacket, is a faded pin. Most people wouldn't notice it, but it's there. If you believe respect should be earned, not bought, you'll want to see what happens next. The bailiff steps forward. He's a tall man with broad shoulders. Case number 2025, TR 88432, he announces. His voice echoes in the quiet room. City of Providence versus Eleanor Hastings. An elderly woman walks to the front. She's 68 years old. Her name is Eleanor. She worked as a school librarian for 40 years. She retired 3 years ago. Now she lives on a small pension. It's barely enough to cover her rent and medicine. Eleanor's hands shake slightly as she stands before the judge. She's nervous. She's never been in court before. "Good morning, Mrs. Hastings," Judge Caprio says. His voice is kind, warm. "Please have a seat." Eleanor sits in the wooden chair. It creaks under her weight. "Mrs. Hastings, you're here because of unpaid parking tickets. Is that correct?" "Yes, Your Honor." Her voice is soft, almost a whisper. "Can you tell me what happened?" Eleanor takes a deep breath. "I park on Maple Street, near St. Joseph's Hospital. My husband, Richard, he's very sick. He has cancer. Stage 4. I visit him every day. Sometimes I stay past the meter time. I don't mean to. I lose track of time when I'm with him." Her voice breaks. A tear rolls down her cheek. She wipes it quickly with her sleeve. The parking tickets added up. "I got 6 of them. I know I should have paid attention, but all my money goes to his medicine. The insurance doesn't cover everything. I work part-time at the grocery store, but it's not enough. I'm so sorry, Your Honor. I really am." The courtroom is silent. People are listening. Some of them have tears in their own eyes. Judge Caprio leans forward. "How is your husband doing now?" "Not well, Your Honor. The doctors say it won't be long." Her voice cracks again. "I just want to spend every moment I can with him." "I understand, Mrs. Hastings. I'm very sorry for what you're going through." The judge looks at his papers. He's about to speak when the doors at the back of the courtroom slam open. Trevor Ashford walks in like he owns the place. His phone is pressed to his ear. He's talking loudly. "Yeah, bro, I'm in court right now. It's hilarious. So boring. I'll be out in like 5 minutes." "Mr. Ashford," the bailiff says sharply, "please end your call and wait your turn." Trevor waves his hand dismissively. "Hold on." He keeps talking into his phone. "Anyway, after this, we're hitting the yacht club. Dad got the membership approved. It's gonna be sick." "Mr. Ashford." The bailiff's voice is louder now. Trevor rolls his eyes. "Gotta go. These people are freaking out." He ends the call but doesn't put the phone away. He stands near the back, scrolling through social media. Judge Caprio's eyes move to Trevor. He says nothing. Not yet. But there's a shift in the air. The temperature in the room seems to drop. The judge turns back to Eleanor. "Mrs. Hastings, I'm going to dismiss 4 of your tickets. For the other 2, I'm reducing the fine to $50 total. Can you manage that?" Eleanor's face lights up like sunrise. "Oh, yes. Yes, Your Honor. Thank you so much. You're so kind. Take care of your husband, Mrs. Hastings. And yourself." "Thank you. God bless you, Your Honor." Eleanor stands up. Her legs are shaky, but her smile is bright. She walks toward the back of the courtroom. As she passes Trevor, he's not paying attention. He's still on his phone. Eleanor accidentally bumps into his arm. It's the smallest touch. Trevor jerks away like he's been burned. "Watch it," he snaps. His voice is sharp. "Mean. These clothes cost more than your entire life." Eleanor freezes. Her face goes red. I'm I'm so sorry, she stammers. Yeah, you should be. Trevor brushes off his sleeve like she left dirt on it. A man in the gallery stands up. His hands are clenched. Hey, show some respect. The bailiff moves toward them. Everyone please. Let's maintain order. Eleanor hurries out of the courtroom. Her head is down. The joy from her good news is gone, replaced by shame. Trevor smirks. He doesn't care. He goes back to his phone. The old homeless veteran is still standing near the back. He watched the whole thing. His jaw is tight. His eyes are fixed on Trevor. Case number 2025, TR 88441. The bailiff calls out. City of Providence versus Trevor Ashford. Trevor strolls to the front. He doesn't walk. He struts, like he's on a runway. He positions himself in front of the judge, but doesn't sit down. Mr. Ashford, Judge Caprio says. His tone is professional, neutral. Please have a seat. I'm good standing, Trevor says. He crosses his arms. I'm asking you to sit. Trevor sighs dramatically, like this is the biggest inconvenience of his life. He drops into the chair. His posture is slouched, disrespectful. Mr. Ashford, you're here today because of multiple traffic violations. According to the report, you were stopped on Benefit Street going 68 miles per hour in a posted 25-mile-per-hour zone. Is that correct? Trevor shrugs. I guess. I don't really remember. You don't remember? Dude, I drive fast all the time. It's a Porsche 911 Turbo S. What's the point of having 640 horsepower if you drive slow? Several people in the gallery shake their heads. One woman mutters something under her breath. Judge Caprio writes something on his notepad. The speed limit in that area is 25 for a reason, Mr. Ashford. There's an elementary school on that street. Children cross there every day. Okay, but it was 8 p.m. School was over. The speed limit doesn't change based on time of day. It's always 25. Trevor waves his hand like he's swatting away a fly. Whatever. Can we just get to the fine? I'll pay it and leave. I've got places to be. There's more to discuss, Mr. Ashford. The officer also noted that you were using your cell phone while driving. That's illegal in Rhode Island. I was changing a song on Spotify. That's not the same as texting. The law doesn't distinguish. Any use of a handheld device while operating a vehicle is prohibited. Trevor leans back in his chair. He puts his hands behind his head. Look, Judge, no offense, but I'm friends with your boss's boss. My dad plays tennis with the mayor. We donate to his campaigns. This whole thing? It's probably going to disappear anyway. The courtroom erupts in whispers. People are shocked. Did he just threaten the judge? Judge Caprio's expression doesn't change, but his pen moves across his notepad. He writes down every word Trevor said. Mr. Ashford, let me be very clear. Who you know, who your father knows, has absolutely no bearing in this courtroom. Here, you're judged on your actions. Nothing else. Trevor smirks. Sure, man. Sure. The judge's clerk, a woman named Patricia, leans toward the bench. She whispers something to Judge Caprio. He nods. Mr. Ashford, my clerk has just informed me that this morning, before court started, our office received 3 phone calls. One from a city councilman, one from a lawyer at a downtown firm, and one from someone claiming to be your father. All 3 calls were attempts to have your case dismissed or reduced before you even appeared. The gallery gasps. Several people lean forward in their seats. Trevor's smirk gets wider. See? I told you. I've got connections. Those calls are now evidence of attempted interference with judicial proceedings. That's a serious matter, Mr. Ashford. Are you threatening me? Trevor sits up now. His voice has an edge to it. I'm informing you of the facts. My dad's lawyers are going to have a field day with this. You can't intimidate me because I have powerful friends. Judge Caprio sets his pen down. He folds his hands on the desk. Mr. Ashford, I've been on this bench for over 30 years. I've seen thousands of cases. Rich, poor, young, old. Every kind of person walks through that door. And I can tell you something I've learned. Respect isn't about money. It's about character. And right now, you're showing me who you are. Trevor laughs. Actually laughs. Character? That's cute. You know what I think? I think character is what poor people talk about when they don't have anything else. A man in the back row stands up. He's older, wearing work clothes covered in paint stains. You spoiled little. The bailiff quickly moves toward him. The man sits back down, but his face is red with anger. Mr. Ashford, I strongly suggest you adjust your attitude, Judge Caprio says. Or what? You'll give me a bigger fine? Go ahead. My monthly allowance is probably more than you make in a year. The room goes completely silent. You could hear a pin drop. Even the bailiff looks shocked. The old homeless veteran near the back takes a step forward. His hands are clenched at his sides. Judge Caprio takes a deep breath. You can see him counting to 10 in his head. Officer Ramirez, please come forward. A police officer stands up from the side of the courtroom. He's in full uniform. His badge reads M. Ramirez. He walks to the witness area. Officer Ramirez, you were the one who stopped Mr. Ashford. Is that correct? Yes, Your Honor. Please tell the court what happened that evening. Officer Ramirez pulls out a small notebook. On November 18th, at approximately 8:07 p.m., I was conducting routine traffic enforcement on Benefit Street. I observed a white Porsche 911 traveling at a high rate of speed. I activated my radar. It clocked the vehicle at 68 miles per hour in a posted 25-mile-per-hour zone. What happened when you pulled him over? I activated my lights and siren. The vehicle didn't stop immediately. It continued for 3 more blocks before pulling over in front of a residential building. When I approached the driver's side, the defendant had his window down and was on his cell phone. Was he cooperative? Officer Ramirez pauses. No, Your Honor. When I asked for his license and registration, he told me to hold on because he was on call. I waited approximately 2 minutes before he ended the call. When he handed me his license, he said, and I quote, "Do you know who my father is?" Trevor shifts in his seat. His confidence is starting to crack, just a little. What else did he say, officer? He told me that his father donates to the police charity fund. He said this would go away, and I should just let it slide. When I informed him I was still writing the ticket, he became verbally aggressive. Aggressive how? He called me several profane names. He said I was wasting his time. He said, and I quote again, "I pay your salary with my taxes, so you work for me." People in the gallery are shaking their heads. Some are whispering to each other. The disapproval is thick in the air. Did you activate your body camera during this stop? Yes, Your Honor. It was recording the entire interaction. I'd like to see that footage. It's been submitted to the court, Your Honor. The clerk sets up a monitor on the side of the courtroom. Everyone can see it. She presses play. The footage starts with a view from Officer Ramirez's chest camera. You can see him walking toward the Porsche. The car is white, sleek, expensive. Trevor is visible in the driver's seat. His phone is pressed to his ear. Officer Ramirez's voice comes through the speaker. Good evening, sir. I'm Officer Ramirez with Providence Police. I pulled you over for speeding. Can you please end your call and provide me with your license and registration? Trevor's voice is clear on the recording. Hold on, I'm on the phone. Sir, I need you to end your call now. Dude, relax. Give me a second. On the video, you can see Trevor continuing to talk on his phone, laughing, like this is all a joke. Nearly 2 full minutes pass before he finally hangs up. Here. Trevor shoves his license at the camera. Do you know who my father is? That's not relevant, sir. I clocked you going 68 in a 25 zone. That's extremely dangerous, especially in a residential area. It's a Porsche. It's supposed to go fast. That's literally the entire point. Sir, speed limits apply to all vehicles regardless of make or model. This is such BS. My dad donates like 50 grand a year to your stupid charity fund. You guys work for us, basically. Just let this go. I'm not going to do that, sir. Trevor's voice gets louder on the video. Are you serious right now? Do you have any idea how much my time is worth? Every minute you keep me here, I'm losing money. I'll be as quick as I can, sir. Please wait in your vehicle. This is ridiculous. Trevor's voice follows Officer Ramirez as he walks back to his patrol car. You can hear him shouting, "You're a joke. You're just mad because you could never afford a car like this." The video continues, showing Officer Ramirez writing the ticket. When he returns to Trevor's car, Trevor snatches it from his hand. Thanks for nothing, rent-a-cop. You just made a huge mistake. The video ends. The courtroom is dead silent. The evidence is damning, clear, undeniable. Trevor tries to look unaffected, but his foot is tapping nervously. His hand keeps going to his phone in his pocket. Mr. Ashford, Judge Caprio says slowly. That video shows a complete lack of respect, not just for Officer Ramirez, but for the law itself, for the safety of everyone on that street, for basic human decency. I was having a bad day, Trevor mutters. A bad day. Let me tell you about a bad day, Mr. Ashford. Judge Caprio's voice is steady but firm. A bad day is working 3 jobs and still not being able to afford your child's medicine. A bad day is coming home to an eviction notice. A bad day is burying your spouse after 50 years of marriage. What you had was not a bad day. What you had was an inflated sense of entitlement. Whatever, Trevor says, but his voice is quieter now. There's something else I need to address, Judge Caprio continues. The clerk has also brought to my attention several social media posts you made the night of your traffic stop. Patricia hands the judge a stack of papers. He holds up the first one. This is a screenshot from your Instagram account, posted at 8:31 p.m. on November 18th. That's 24 minutes after you were pulled over. It's a photo of your ticket. The caption reads, and I quote, "Some broke cop just pulled me over LO. My dad's gonna get this thrown out before breakfast. Money talks, peasants walk." End quote. The gallery erupts. People are talking over each other. Some are shouting. "Order," the bailiff calls out. "Order in the court." Trevor's face goes pale. He clearly didn't expect this. There's more, Judge Caprio says. Another post from the same night. This one is a video of you in your car. You're holding the ticket up to the camera. Let me play the audio. Patricia presses play on another video. Trevor's voice comes through the speakers. "Check this out, guys. I just got pulled over for going 68 in a 25. You know what that means. It means my car is awesome." He laughs. The cop was so salty. He literally couldn't afford my gas money. Anyway, my dad's lawyer is going to make this disappear. Perks of not being poor, am I right? The video ends. The anger in the courtroom is palpable. A woman in the 3rd row stands up. "He should be locked up," she shouts. The bailiff moves toward her, and she sits back down, but her face shows pure disgust. Trevor's lawyer, who has been sitting quietly this whole time, finally speaks up. He's a middle-aged man in a gray suit. "Your Honor, may I have a moment with my client?" "You may not," Judge Caprio says. Mr. Ashford has made his position perfectly clear. He believes he's above the law. He believes money can buy him out of any situation. He's shown complete disregard for authority, for safety, for common courtesy. And now we're going to address that. Trevor's leg is bouncing rapidly now. His confidence is evaporating. "Look, I'm sorry, okay? I shouldn't have posted that stuff." "You're sorry you got caught," Judge Caprio says. "There's a difference." "No, I'm actually sorry. I was wrong. I admit it. Can't we just move on?" "Move on?" "Mr. Ashford, you've spent this entire hearing showing contempt for this court, for law enforcement, and for everyone you consider beneath you. You insulted an elderly woman in the hallway. You bragged about your connections. You laughed at the law. And now you want to move on." Trevor doesn't answer. His hands are gripping the armrests of his chair. "Let me ask you something, Trevor. May I call you Trevor?" Trevor nods. "Trevor, have you ever gone without? Have you ever worried about where your next meal would come from? Have you ever had to choose between paying rent and buying medicine?" "No," Trevor admits quietly. "Have you ever worked a job where you stood on your feet for 12 hours? Where your boss yelled at you? Where customers treated you like you were invisible?" "No." "Have you ever had to take the bus because you couldn't afford car insurance?" "No." "Then let me tell you something, Trevor. You were born lucky. That's all. Your father has money. That's not an achievement. That's luck. You didn't earn it. You didn't build it. You were just born into it. And instead of being grateful for that incredible privilege, you use it as a weapon. You use it to hurt people, to demean them, to make them feel small." Trevor's eyes are starting to water. Just a little. "That woman you insulted in the hallway. Her name is Eleanor Hastings. She worked as a librarian for 40 years. She helped thousands of children learn to read. She gave her whole life to serving others. And right now, she's watching her husband die of cancer. She comes to court because she has unpaid parking tickets. Not because she's irresponsible, but because she spent every penny she had on trying to save the man she loves. And you told her your clothes are worth more than her entire life." A tear rolls down Trevor's cheek. He wipes it quickly. "That police officer you mocked? Officer Ramirez? He's a veteran. He served 2 tours in Afghanistan. He came home and chose to serve his community. He doesn't get paid much, but he shows up every day to keep people safe. People like you. And you called him a rent-a-cop." Judge Caprio pauses. He lets his words sink in. Trevor, you said earlier that character is what poor people talk about when they don't have anything else. Let me tell you what character actually is. Character is doing the right thing when no one is watching. Character is treating people with dignity even when they can't do anything for you. Character is recognizing that every human being has value, regardless of their bank account. And Trevor, you have shown me today that you have no character at all. Trevor is crying now. Tears stream down his face. His expensive suit suddenly looks ridiculous on him. Like a costume. I'm sorry, he whispers. I'm really sorry. Are you sorry for what you did? Or are you sorry you're facing consequences? Trevor doesn't answer. He can't. Let me tell you what's going to happen now, Trevor. I'm going to impose a sentence. And you're not going to like it. But maybe, just maybe, it will teach you something. The courtroom is silent. Everyone is leaning forward. Waiting. For the speeding violation, I'm fining you the maximum amount. $3,000. Trevor barely reacts. That's nothing to him. For the cell phone violation, another $1,000. Still nothing. For the attempted interference with judicial proceedings, based on those phone calls this morning, an additional $5,000. Trevor shifts uncomfortably, but doesn't speak. Your license is suspended for 180 days. That's 6 months. You will not drive during that time. If you're caught driving, you will go to jail. Do you understand? Yes, Your Honor. Trevor's voice is shaky. But that's not all. You're going to perform 300 hours of community service. Trevor's head snaps up. 300 hours. That's right. And I'm going to tell you exactly where you'll perform those hours. You're going to work at the Providence Veterans Center on Washington Street. You're going to serve meals. You're going to clean the facilities. You're going to help veterans fill out paperwork for benefits. You're going to listen to their stories. And you're going to do it with respect and humility. The courtroom erupts in applause. People are clapping. Some are cheering. The bailiff has to call for order again. Your hours will be every Saturday and Sunday for the next 40 weeks. From 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. That's 8 hours every weekend. No exceptions. No substitutions. You will report to Director James Crawford. And Mr. Ashford. Yes, Your Honor. Director Crawford is a Vietnam veteran. He was a prisoner of war for 3 years. He knows what real sacrifice looks like. He's going to be your supervisor. And if he tells me you showed up late, or showed disrespect, or didn't give your full effort, I will extend your service hours. Do you understand? Yes, Your Honor. You will also wear a bright yellow vest that says Community Service on the back. You'll wear it the entire time you're serving your hours. And you'll do it in whatever neighborhood I assign, regardless of who might see you. Trevor's face goes red. The humiliation is setting in. Additionally, you're going to write a letter of apology. A real one. Not something your lawyer writes for you. You're going to write it by hand. It will be at least 2 pages long. You're going to apologize to Officer Ramirez for how you treated him. You're going to apologize to Mrs. Hastings for what you said to her. And you're going to read both letters out loud in this courtroom at your review hearing in 90 days. Your Honor, please. I'm not finished. You're also going to attend a victim impact panel. That's where people who have been affected by reckless driving tell their stories. You're going to sit there and listen. You're going to hear from people who lost children, spouses, parents because someone like you thought they were above the speed limit. Trevor is full-on sobbing now. His shoulders shake. His expensive watch glints as he brings his hands to his face. And one more thing. You posted on social media about this case. You made a mockery of our justice system. So you're going to make another post. You're going to post a video apologizing. You're going to explain what you did wrong. You're going to tell your followers that you're serving community service at the Veterans Center. And you're going to encourage them to respect the law and respect other people. That video needs to be approved by this court before you post it. And it stays up for a minimum of 1 year. The gallery is silent now. This is serious. This is real justice. Finally, Mr. Ashford, because of your behavior in this courtroom today, because you showed contempt for this court, I'm holding you in contempt. Bailiff, take Mr. Ashford into custody. He's going to spend the next 15 days in the adult correctional institutions. Trevor's eyes go wide. Wait, what? No, you can't. I absolutely can. And I am. The bailiff steps forward. He pulls out handcuffs. The metal glints under the lights. Your Honor, please. Trevor is standing now. His voice is desperate. I'll do the community service. I'll pay the fines. I'll do everything. Just please don't put me in jail. You should have thought about that before you disrespected this court. Before you tried to use your father's money to buy your way out. Before you treated people like they were worthless. The bailiff takes Trevor's wrist. The handcuff clicks shut. Then the other wrist. Click. Trevor is crying so hard he can barely breathe. Please. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Turn around, Mr. Ashford, the bailiff says firmly. Trevor turns. The bailiff begins to lead him toward the side door. The door that goes to the holding cells. As they walk, Trevor's legs nearly give out. The bailiff has to hold him up. The Tom Ford suit that looked so impressive an hour ago now looks like a costume on a child playing dress-up. Please. Trevor screams. Dad. Somebody call my dad. The door closes behind him. The sound echoes through the courtroom. For a long moment, nobody moves. Nobody speaks. Then the old homeless veteran near the back steps forward. He walks slowly down the center aisle. His worn shoes barely make a sound on the floor. He approaches the bench. Your Honor, he says. His voice is raspy but strong. May I speak? Judge Caprio looks at him. There's recognition in his eyes. Of course. Please come forward. The man walks closer. As he does, he reaches into his jacket. He pulls out a small leather wallet. He opens it and holds it up. It's a military ID card. My name is Colonel William Grant, United States Army, retired. Service number 238-66-4422. I served 40 years. 2 tours in Vietnam. 1 in Desert Storm. 1 in Iraq. I commanded the 82nd Airborne Division. The entire courtroom gasps. People lean forward, trying to see. Colonel Grant continues. I've been homeless for 3 years. After my wife died, I had some problems. PTSD. Depression. I lost my house. Lost my savings. Ended up on the streets. His voice cracks slightly. I came to this court today because I have unpaid citations for sleeping in my car. I was going to plead guilty and ask for mercy. Judge Caprio's eyes are wet. Colonel Grant, But I wanted to say something, Your Honor. That young man, he's everything that's wrong with this country. He thinks money makes him better than everyone else. He thinks his father's wealth gives him the right to treat people like garbage. He has no concept of service. No concept of sacrifice. No concept of honor. The colonel's voice grows stronger. I've commanded men who gave their lives for this country. I've held soldiers in my arms as they died. I've written letters to mothers telling them their sons weren't coming home. And I did it proudly, because I believed in something bigger than myself. I believed in duty, in honor, in protecting people who couldn't protect themselves. He points toward the door where Trevor was taken. That boy has never believed in anything except himself. He's never sacrificed for anyone. He's never gone without so someone else could have more. And until he learns those lessons, he'll never be a man. He'll just be a child with money. The courtroom is dead silent. You can hear people breathing. Colonel Grant reaches into his other pocket. He pulls out a small medal. It's worn and faded. This is a bronze star. I earned it in 1971 outside Da Nang. I was a lieutenant. My platoon was ambushed. 3 of my men were wounded. I carried them, one by one, through enemy fire to the extraction point. I got shot twice, but I got them out. All 3 lived. He holds the medal up. I'm not telling you this to brag, Your Honor. I'm telling you because I want that boy to understand something. Valor isn't about money. It isn't about fancy cars or expensive watches. It's about doing the right thing when it costs you everything. It's about putting others before yourself. It's about character. Judge Caprio stands up. He steps down from the bench. He walks over to Colonel Grant. He extends his hand. The colonel shakes it. Colonel Grant, Judge Caprio says, and his voice is thick with emotion. It's an honor to meet you. Thank you for your service. Thank you for your sacrifice. And thank you for your words today. Thank you, Your Honor, for doing what you did, for holding that boy accountable, for showing him that money can't buy everything. Judge Caprio turns to the bailiff. What are the colonel's charges? The bailiff checks his notes. 3 citations for sleeping in a vehicle, Your Honor. Total fines of $450. Dismissed. All of them. Dismissed with prejudice. The courtroom erupts in applause. People are standing. They're clapping. Some are crying. Colonel Grant, Judge Caprio continues. I want you to know something. My office is going to connect you with the VA's Homeless Veterans Program. We're going to get you housing. We're going to get you the support you need. You served this country for 40 years. It's time your country served you back. The colonel's tough exterior cracks. Tears stream down his weathered face. Thank you, Your Honor. God bless you. God bless you, Colonel. The two men embrace. The courtroom goes wild. Everyone is on their feet. The applause is deafening. When the noise finally dies down, Judge Caprio returns to the bench. Colonel Grant takes a seat in the front row. This court will take a 30-minute recess, Judge Caprio announces. When we return, I want Mr. Ashford's father in this courtroom, if he's available. We need to have a conversation. The bailiff nods. Yes, Your Honor. People file out of the courtroom, talking excitedly. The story is already spreading. Within hours, it will be on social media. Within days, it will be national news. 30 minutes later, court reconvenes. The door opens. A man in his 50s walks in. He's wearing a suit that probably costs $20,000. His hair is silver and perfectly styled. His shoes shine like mirrors. He has the look of someone who's used to being the most important person in every room. This is Richard Ashford, Trevor's father. Mr. Ashford, Judge Caprio says, "Thank you for coming. Your Honor, I need to speak with you about my son." Richard's voice is smooth, confident. "I believe there's been a misunderstanding." "There's been no misunderstanding, Mr. Ashford. Your son broke the law. Multiple times. And then he showed contempt for this court. Your Honor, Trevor is a good kid. He just made some mistakes. He's young. He's still learning. He's 23 years old. That's old enough to know better. I understand, but... Mr. Ashford, let me ask you something. Did you make those phone calls this morning? Did you call a city councilman and a lawyer and try to get your son's case dismissed?" Richard hesitates. "I was just trying to help my son." "You were trying to interfere with the justice system. You were trying to use your money and connections to put your son above the law." "That's not. I just didn't want him to have a record." "Then you should have raised him to respect the law in the first place." Richard's face flushes red. "How dare you tell me how to raise my son?" "I'm not telling you how to raise him. I'm telling you what the consequences are for how you did raise him. Your son thinks he's better than everyone else. He thinks money solves everything. He thinks rules don't apply to him. Where do you think he learned that?" Richard is silent. "Mr. Ashford, your son insulted a 68-year-old woman whose husband is dying of cancer. He mocked a police officer who's a combat veteran. He bragged on social media about using your money to make his problems disappear. And when I held him accountable, he showed zero remorse until he realized he was going to jail. That's not youthful mistakes. That's a character problem. And it didn't come from nowhere." "My son has had every advantage in life," Richard says defensively. "The best schools, the best opportunities." "Advantages and opportunities don't create character, Mr. Ashford. Values do. Discipline does. Teaching your child that actions have consequences does. And it seems like Trevor never learned those lessons. So what do you want me to do?" "I want you to let him serve his sentence. All of it. Don't try to get him out early. Don't hire lawyers to appeal. Don't use your money to make this go away. Let him experience real consequences for the first time in his life. Let him work at that veteran center. Let him listen to people who actually sacrificed for something. Let him grow up." Richard looks down at his expensive shoes. For the first time, he seems uncertain. "And Mr. Ashford, one more thing. When Trevor gets out, I want you to think about what kind of man you want him to become. Because right now, he's heading down a very dark path. And money won't save him from that." Richard nods slowly. "I understand, Your Honor." "Good. You can sit in the gallery if you'd like. Or you can leave. But your son is staying in custody for the next 15 days. There's nothing you can do to change that." Richard takes a seat in the back. He looks smaller somehow. Less important. 15 days pass. Trevor serves his time in jail. It's the hardest 2 weeks of his life. He shares a cell with 3 other men. One is in for theft. One is in for assault. One is in for drug possession. They don't care about his last name. They don't care about his father's money. In jail, he's just another inmate. He wears an orange jumpsuit. He eats the same food as everyone else. He follows the same rules. He cleans toilets. He mops floors. He lies on a thin mattress at night and stares at the ceiling. For the first time in his life, Trevor is forced to be humble. When he's released, his father is waiting outside. They drive home in silence. The next Saturday, Trevor reports to the Providence Veterans Center. It's 5:45 a.m. The sun hasn't risen yet. Director James Crawford is waiting at the door. He's 72 years old. His face is lined with scars. His eyes are hard but not unkind. He's wearing jeans and a Vietnam veteran's cap. "You must be Trevor," he says. "Yes, sir." Trevor's voice is quiet, respectful. "I'm Director Crawford. You'll call me Sir or Director Crawford. Nothing else. Understood?" "Yes, sir." "You're going to be here for 8 hours today, and every Saturday and Sunday for the next 40 weeks. You're going to work. Real work. Not the kind of work where you sit at a computer. The kind where you sweat, where your muscles hurt, where you go home tired. Can you handle that?" "Yes, sir. I'll do my best." "Your best better be good enough. Now come on. We've got breakfast to serve." Trevor follows Director Crawford inside. The center is clean but old. The walls are painted beige. There are photos on the walls. Soldiers from different wars. Young faces. Old faces. Some smiling. Some serious. They walk into a large dining hall. There are rows of tables. At the front is a serving line. "You'll be serving food today," Director Crawford says. "We've got about 200 veterans who come for breakfast on Saturdays. You'll treat each one with respect. You'll call them sir or ma'am. You'll thank them for their service. And you'll smile, even if you don't feel like it. These people sacrifice for you. The least you can do is be polite." "Yes, sir." Trevor puts on a hairnet and plastic gloves. He stands behind the serving line. There are trays of scrambled eggs, sausages, hash browns, toast. At 6:30 a.m., the doors open. Veterans start filing in. They're all ages. Some are in their 80s and 90s. Some are younger. Some walk with canes. Some are in wheelchairs. Some look healthy. Some look tired and worn down. The first veteran approaches. He's an older black man with white hair. He's wearing a cap that says Korea 1952. "Good morning, sir," Trevor says. He tries to smile. It feels awkward. "What would you like?" "Eggs and sausage, please." Trevor scoops eggs onto the plate. He adds 2 sausages. "Thank you for your service, sir," Trevor says. The man looks at him. Really looks at him. "You're the kid from the news, aren't you? The one the judge sent here." Trevor's face goes red. "Yes, sir." The man nods slowly. "Well, at least you showed up. That's something." He walks away. The next veteran approaches. And the next. And the next. Some of them recognize Trevor from the viral videos. Some make comments. Not all of them are nice. "You're the rich kid who thought he was too good for everyone, right? I saw your video. You were a real piece of work. Hope you learned something here, son." 'Cause you sure needed to learn something. Trevor takes it. He doesn't argue. He doesn't defend himself. He just serves food and says, "Thank you for your service." After breakfast, he cleans. He wipes down tables. He sweeps floors. He takes out trash bags that smell like old food. His back hurts. His feet hurt. He's exhausted, but he keeps working. At 2 p.m., Director Crawford tells him he's done for the day. "You did okay today," he says. It's not quite a compliment, but it's not criticism either. "Thank you, sir. See you tomorrow morning. Same time." "Yes, sir." Trevor goes home. He collapses on his bed. Every muscle in his body aches. His hands smell like dish soap and garbage. He's never been this tired in his life. But something inside him has shifted. Just a little. Weeks pass. Trevor shows up every Saturday and Sunday. 5:45 a.m. On the dot. He serves food. He cleans. He listens. The veterans start to warm up to him. Not all of them, but some. One Saturday, a veteran named Carlos sits down with Trevor during a break. Carlos is 65. He served in the Gulf War. He lost his left leg to an IED. "You're doing better, kid," Carlos says. "First couple weeks, you looked miserable. Now you just look tired. That's progress." Trevor manages a small smile. "Thanks, I think. Can I ask you something?" "Sure." "What were you thinking when you made those videos? When you talked to that judge like that?" Trevor is quiet for a moment. "Honestly, I wasn't thinking. I thought I was untouchable. I thought money meant I could do whatever I wanted. And now I realize I was an idiot." Carlos laughs. "That's a start. Can I ask you something?" Trevor says. "Go ahead." "Why did you join the military?" Carlos leans back in his chair. "My dad was a veteran. Korea. He taught me that being a man meant serving something bigger than yourself. So when I turned 18, I enlisted. Seemed like the right thing to do. Do you regret it? Losing your leg? Carlos looks down at his prosthetic. Sometimes. But I also saved 3 of my buddies that day. The IED was meant for their vehicle. I saw it first and yelled for them to stop. It went off near me instead. If I hadn't been there, they'd be dead. So no, I don't regret it. Trevor feels something in his chest. It's hard to name. Respect? Shame? Both? I don't think I could do what you did, Trevor says quietly. You could, if you had to. That's the thing, kid. You're not a bad person. You're just a person who never had to be good. Never had to struggle. Never had to sacrifice. But you can learn. That's why you're here. Trevor nods. He doesn't trust himself to speak. More weeks pass. Trevor has been at the Veterans Center for 3 months now. He's halfway through his community service. One Sunday morning, an old man comes in for breakfast. He's using a walker. His hands shake. He has to be in his late 80s. Trevor helps him to a seat. He brings him a plate of food without being asked. "Thank you, young man," the old veteran says. His voice is soft and shaky. "It's my honor, sir. Thank you for your service." The old man looks up at Trevor. His eyes are cloudy with age. "You're the Ashford boy, aren't you?" "Yes, sir. I heard about you. Saw the videos. You were quite something." Trevor cringes. "I'm not proud of it, sir." "I should hope not. But I'll tell you something. The fact that you're here, doing this work, showing up every week, that says something. Takes courage to admit you were wrong." "I don't feel very courageous, sir. I feel like an idiot." The old man chuckles. It turns into a cough. Trevor quickly gets him a glass of water. "Thank you," the man says after drinking. "You know, I served in World War II. Pacific Theater. I was 19 years old when I landed on Iwo Jima. You know what that was?" "I've heard of it, sir. It was a really important battle." "It was hell on earth, son. We lost over 6,000 men on that island. I saw boys my age die in ways I can't describe. I watched my best friend get killed right next to me. I was terrified every second. But I did my job. Because it mattered. Because it was bigger than me." Trevor sits down across from him. "I can't imagine, sir. I hope you never have to. But here's my point. I didn't do it because I was brave. I did it because it was my duty. Because my country needed me. Because the guys next to me were counting on me. That's what service means, son. It's not about you. It's about everyone else." Trevor feels tears in his eyes. He blinks them back. "I'm starting to understand that, sir." "Good. Then maybe Judge Caprio did you a favor. Maybe this is exactly what you needed." The old man finishes his breakfast. Trevor helps him to his walker. "Good luck to you, son," the old man says as he leaves. "You're on the right path now. Stay on it." 90 days after his sentencing, Trevor returns to court for his review hearing. The courtroom is packed again. Some of the same people from last time are there. Colonel Grant is in the front row. Officer Ramirez is there. Eleanor Hastings is there too, sitting quietly with her hands folded. Trevor walks in wearing simple clothes. Jeans and a button-up shirt. No designer labels. No jewelry. He looks different. Thinner. More tired. But also more grounded. More present. He's carrying 2 handwritten letters. Judge Caprio enters and everyone stands. "Please be seated," the judge says. "Mr. Ashford, thank you for being here. How has your community service been going?" "It's been hard, Your Honor. Really hard. But also important. I've learned a lot. Director Crawford sent me a report. He says you've been punctual. You've worked hard. You've been respectful. Is that accurate?" "I've tried my best, Your Honor. The veterans there have taught me more than I ever could have imagined." "Good. Do you have your letters?" "Yes, Your Honor." "Please read them." Trevor takes a deep breath. His hands are shaking. He unfolds the first letter. "This is to Officer Ramirez," he says. His voice cracks. He clears his throat and starts again. "Officer Ramirez, I owe you an apology. When you pulled me over, you were doing your job. You were keeping the community safe. And I treated you with complete disrespect. I called you names. I mocked your profession. I tried to use my father's money to intimidate you. I was wrong. So wrong. You serve this community with honor and courage. You put your life on the line every day. And I treated you like you were nothing. I'm deeply sorry. You deserved respect, and I didn't give it to you. I hope someday I can earn your forgiveness. I'm working on becoming a better person. Thank you for your service, both in the military and as a police officer. Trevor Ashford. Trevor looks up at Officer Ramirez. The officer nods. His face is stern, but there's a hint of acknowledgement in his eyes. Trevor unfolds the second letter. He's crying now. He doesn't try to hide it. This is to Mrs. Eleanor Hastings, he says. Mrs. Hastings, I'm so sorry for what I said to you. You accidentally bumped into me, and I responded with cruelty. I told you my clothes were worth more than your life. I can't believe those words came out of my mouth. I was awful. You're going through the hardest time of your life. Your husband is sick. You're struggling. And I added to your pain. There's no excuse for that. You've dedicated your life to helping others, teaching children, serving your community. You're a better person than I could ever hope to be. I'm working on it, though. I'm trying to learn what real value is. What real worth is. It's not money. It's not clothes. It's kindness. It's service. It's love. Things you've shown your whole life, and things I'm just beginning to understand. I hope your husband is getting good care. I hope you're taking care of yourself, too. You deserve every kindness this world has to offer. I'm so sorry. Trevor Ashford. Trevor folds the letters. Tears are streaming down his face. He doesn't wipe them away. Eleanor Hastings stands up. She walks to the front. She's crying too. She stands in front of Trevor. For a moment, they just look at each other. Then Eleanor does something no one expects. She hugs him. I forgive you, she whispers. Thank you for your apology. Trevor breaks down completely. He sobs into this woman's shoulder. This woman he insulted. This woman who has every reason to hate him. But she doesn't hate him. She forgives him. The courtroom is silent except for Trevor's crying. Even Judge Caprio has tears in his eyes. When Eleanor lets go, she pats Trevor's cheek gently, like grandmother would. Then she returns to her seat. Officer Ramirez stands up next. He walks over to Trevor. He extends his hand. Trevor shakes it. Keep working on yourself, kid, Officer Ramirez says. You're getting there. Thank you, sir. I will. I promise. Judge Caprio clears his throat. Mr. Ashford, I'm going to be honest with you. When you left this courtroom 90 days ago, I wasn't sure you'd learned anything. I thought maybe you'd just go through the motions. Serve your time and go back to your old ways. But I was wrong. Trevor looks up at the judge. The reports I've received from the Veterans Center have been exceptional. Director Crawford says you're one of the best volunteers they've ever had. You show up early. You stay late. You talk to the veterans. You listen to their stories. You help without being asked. That's real change, Trevor. That's real growth. Thank you, Your Honor. Those veterans have changed my life. I also saw your social media post. The apology video you made. It was honest. It was humble. It showed real remorse. Over 2 million people have watched it. Do you know what the comments say? Trevor shakes his head. Most of them are positive. People are rooting for you. They're impressed by your transformation. They see a young man who made mistakes but is working to fix them. That's powerful, Trevor. I don't deserve their support, Your Honor, but I'm grateful for it. Here's what I'm going to do. You still have 150 hours of community service left. I'm not reducing that. You'll complete every hour. But I am going to lift your contempt charge. You've served your 15 days. You've shown genuine remorse. You've changed. So I'm clearing that from your record. Thank you, Your Honor. However, your license suspension stays in effect for the full 180 days. And you'll still attend that victim impact panel. And you'll continue therapy. I'm adding that requirement. You'll see a counselor once a week for the next 6 months. You'll work on understanding why you acted the way you did. You'll learn healthier ways to view yourself and others. Understood? Yes, Your Honor. I'll do whatever it takes. Judge Caprio stands up. He steps down from a bench again. He walks over to Trevor. Trevor, I'm proud of you. I really am. 3 months ago, you were an arrogant, entitled young man who thought money could solve everything. Today, you're someone different. Someone better. You're learning what it means to be a good human being. Keep going. Keep growing. Don't stop. Trevor can barely speak. I won't, Your Honor. I promise. Thank you for not giving up on me. That's what this court is about. Justice, yes. But also redemption. We believe people can change. You're proving that. Judge Caprio shakes Trevor's hand. Then he returns to the bench. This hearing is adjourned. Mr. Ashford, I'll see you in another 90 days for your final review. Keep up the good work. Yes, Your Honor. Thank you. As Trevor leaves the courtroom, he stops to shake Colonel Grant's hand. Thank you, Colonel, Trevor says. Your words that day, they woke me up. You're doing good, son. Real good. Keep serving those veterans. They need people like you. I need them more than they need me, sir. Colonel Grant smiles. It's the first time Trevor has seen him smile. That's the right attitude. Now get out of here. And stay out of trouble. Yes, sir. 6 months later, Trevor completes his final hour of community service. He's at the Veterans Center. He just finished serving Sunday breakfast. Director Crawford walks over to him. He's holding a piece of paper. This is your completion certificate, he says. You did all 300 hours. Every single one. Thank you, sir. But honestly, I don't want to stop. Director Crawford raises an eyebrow. What do you mean? I mean, I'd like to keep volunteering. If that's okay. Not because a judge is making me, but because I want to, because it matters. Director Crawford's stern face cracks into a wide smile. You're serious? Yes, sir. These past months have been the most meaningful of my life. I want to keep coming. Every weekend. If you'll have me. Son, we'd be honored to have you. They shake hands. Over the next year, Trevor becomes a fixture at the Veterans Center. He's there every weekend. He starts bringing donations. Food, clothes, blankets. He uses his father's money, but now for good. He also starts a nonprofit organization. It's called Second Chances. It helps fund programs for homeless veterans. In its first year, it raises $200,000. Trevor doesn't take a salary. Every penny goes to the cause. He speaks at schools about his experience. He tells teenagers about his mistakes, about what he learned, about how money doesn't define worth. He stays in therapy. He works on himself constantly. He rebuilds his relationship with his father. They have long, hard conversations about privilege, responsibility, and values. It's not easy, but they're both trying. And every few months, Trevor returns to Judge Caprio's courtroom. Not because he has to, but because he wants to thank the judge, to update him, to show him that the lesson stuck. 3 years after Trevor's initial sentencing, Judge Caprio retires. There's a big ceremony at the courthouse. Hundreds of people show up. Former defendants, police officers, lawyers, community members. Trevor is there. At the end of the ceremony, Trevor asks if he can say something. Judge Caprio agrees. Trevor walks to the microphone. He's 26 now. He's grown up. You can see it in his eyes, in the way he carries himself. 3 years ago, I stood in Judge Caprio's courtroom, and I was the worst version of myself. I was arrogant. I was cruel. I thought money made me special. I thought rules didn't apply to me. I was wrong about everything. He pauses. The room is silent. Judge Caprio could have just fined me and moved on. That's what I expected. That's what I thought would happen. But he didn't. He saw an opportunity to teach me, to change me, to save me from myself. Trevor's voice cracks with emotion. He sent me to serve at the Providence Veterans Center, and that changed my life. I met veterans who gave everything for this country, who sacrificed their health, their time, their youth. And most of them had less money than I spent on a single pair of shoes. But they had something I didn't have. They had character. They had honor. They had purpose. He looks directly at Judge Caprio. Your Honor, you didn't just punish me. You redirected me. You showed me that justice isn't just about consequences. It's about transformation. It's about giving people a chance to become better. I'm not perfect now. I still mess up. But I'm trying. Every day, I'm trying to be the kind of man you believed I could be. The room erupts in applause. Trevor walks over to Judge Caprio. The judge stands and embraces him. I'm proud of you, Trevor, Judge Caprio says. You did the work. You made the change. That's all you. You showed me the way, Your Honor. I'll never forget that. Years pass. Trevor continues his work with Second Chances. The nonprofit grows. It expands to other cities. It helps thousands of veterans. He gets married. His wife is a social worker. They have 2 children. He teaches his kids about service, about humility, about respect. He makes sure they understand that privilege is responsibility, not entitlement. He never drives a Porsche again. He doesn't need to. His worth isn't measured by what he owns. It's measured by what he gives. And every year, on the anniversary of his sentencing, Trevor goes back to the Providence Veterans Center. He serves breakfast. He talks to the veterans. He remembers where he came from and how far he's traveled. Director Crawford, now in his 80s, still runs the center. He and Trevor have become close friends. You know what the difference is between who you were and who you are. Director Crawford asks Trevor one Saturday morning, "What's that, sir?" "Back then, you took up space in the world. Now you make space for others. That's everything." And in a quiet courtroom in Providence, there's a plaque on the wall. It was put there after Judge Caprio retired. It reads, "Justice is not just about punishment. It's about opportunity. The opportunity to learn. The opportunity to grow. The opportunity to become who we're meant to be. May all who enter this courtroom leave better than they arrived." Below the quote, it's signed, Judge Frank Caprio. Trevor sees that plaque every time he visits. And every time, he's reminded that one moment of accountability changed the entire direction of his life. Money can buy many things. It can buy cars and clothes and watches. It can buy comfort and convenience. But it cannot buy character. It cannot buy humility. It cannot buy respect. And in Judge Frank Caprio's courtroom, it definitely could not buy justice. Real justice is about more than punishment. It's about transformation. It's about giving people the tools to change. It's about believing that even the most lost person can find their way. Trevor Ashford was lost, but he was found, not by money, not by privilege, but by a judge who cared enough to hold him accountable, by veterans who showed him what real honor looks like, by a community that believed in second chances. That's the power of justice. That's the power of redemption. That's the power of one person deciding to be better than they were yesterday. And that's a lesson worth sharing.